Jayden Daniels and the Commanders had a rough night, and it raised plenty of questions about where this team is headed. Daniels completed just 57% of his passes, averaged fewer than 5 yards per attempt, and Washington's offense managed only 18 points, tied for the lowest in any of his starts. On the surface, those numbers look alarming, but the bigger story isn't just about Daniels. It's about the structure around him. The receivers struggled to create separation. The running game was virtually non-existent, and Green Bay's defense, which has been dominant against the run all season, never had to overextend itself. They shut things down with their front four alone, sitting comfortably in coverage and daring Daniels to find open windows that simply weren't there. In truth, this was less about a quarterback failing and more about Washington running into a superior opponent. Still, there's no escaping the questions surrounding the Commanders' offensive design. Cliff Kingsbury, the offensive coordinator, drew heavy criticism for his play calling. On key downs, Washington leaned on basic hitches and comebacks, plays that don't threaten aggressive defenses. Once the running game was neutralized, the entire offense became predictable, leaving Daniels in a constant uphill battle. That lack of creativity is especially troubling for a rookie quarterback who needs support, not simplicity. Compounding the problem is the thin roster of weapons. With injuries at running back and inconsistency at wide receiver, Daniels has too often been forced to carry the load. Against teams like Dallas, Philadelphia, or Green Bay in high-pressure situations, that imbalance is a recipe for failure. The offensive line is another glaring weakness. Rookie right tackle Josh Conerly Jr. has quickly been exposed as a soft spot, with defenders circling him as a mismatch. In back-to-back weeks, top pass rushers like Brian Burns, Rashawn Gary, and Micah Parsons have dominated him, putting Daniels under constant duress. And while Daniels is mobile enough to extend plays, even his agility couldn't mask the protection issues this time. Add in the fact that chemistry with Terry McLaurin is still developing after a late start to camp. And it's clear Washington's offense hasn't gelled into the unit Daniels needs. Deebo Samuel has shown flashes of explosiveness, but the lack of consistent timing and playmaking options limits what this quarterback can do. The numbers only reinforce what the eye test showed. Daniels was pressured 21 times and sacked 4, while averaging just 4.8 yards per attempt, the lowest mark of his career in a full game. Washington's running backs contributed only 2.8 yards per carry, and Daniels himself, usually good for game-changing scrambles, was held to just 17 rushing yards. In short, everything that normally makes him dangerous was taken away. That's not simply a quarterback problem, it's a system and personnel problem. Ultimately, this game doesn't suggest Jayden Daniels lacks the talent to succeed. He has already proven himself capable of improvisation, leadership, and playmaking. What it does suggest is that Washington hasn't yet built an environment where he can thrive against elite defenses. For the Commanders to compete seriously, Cliff Kingsbury must adapt, scheme around the offensive line issues, and unlock more creativity in the passing game. Otherwise, opponents will continue to key on Daniels, and the Commanders will waste the early years of a quarterback who has all the tools to be special.